Oh! What's up, chat? RJR2992, thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate the support. How are you doing today? Had to take a long break from streaming because the commissioner paid me extra just to finish it early. But no more commissions for a while because we're back to manga making, although I will do some Patreon requests. How is everyone doing right now? Oh, shall we all watch the Ubisoft live stream of new games together? Surely there will be a lot of cool new games that will be extremely hype, right guys? We can all get hype out of about the new Ubisoft games. Fine. Comments are disabled, LOL. Are they? I was watching YouTube like 30 minutes ago, and they had comments. Did they disable them now, as it actually started? The Solus Dub Patreon pipeline worked wondrously. Yeah, it was getting below 1,000, and now it's back up to 1,600. You know, I wasn't really using all of my skills, but I think I have really good long-term storytelling skills. So, I think I can provide a product that pays off for people that actually follow plot. If you actually care about plot, instead of just like, haha, elf not having sex. Do you see Biden allegedly shit his pants on stage with Macron during the D-Day commemoration? Oh, come on, guys. How many of you haven't shit your pants on stage? May only the ones in chat who have not shit their pants throw the first piece of shit. Why hasn't Twitch notified me there was a BB stream? I don't use Twitch notifications ever, but I hear that they don't work very well in my case. I've heard multiple people complain that they don't get proper notifications. Hey, what do you think about this photo right here? I was Google image searching images of person eating hot dogs, and this is what I got. This shows a good example of how Japan has figured out the secret of content, in which if you take an activity that is done by disgusting old fat men and instead have cute girls do it, it is suddenly marketable. Average American? Yeah, true. Euros will never understand this joy. Pog guy if he was American. As soon as an American sees a fucking hot dog, he just starts pogging. Here's an image of a guy literally pogging just because he saw a fucking hot dog. He's like, oh my god! Soy pog! Soy pog! Do we have any Europeans in chat who know what currywurst is like? I remember I visited Germany once, and there was like a shit ton of currywurst stands. And wurst and curry are kind of things that I both enjoy, so I'm sort of assuming that I would enjoy it as well. But is it just like some sort of bratwurst with curry flavoring? Oh, I particularly enjoy this image right here. They really went for a maximum level of unattractiveness with this one. I don't know why Adobe would use AI when they have such good stock photos images right here. I mean, there's no way a computer can recreate this level of grotesque Americanness. The way that you can see all of his molars and like see up his nose and his eyeball. This is peak Fedora core right there. When I went to Germany, it was worse with curry powder on it. My guess is it can vary. I had a friend who is American that saw the new Gears trailer and got emotional over it because of an ad. What? Because it was like deep and dark. Was it a deep dark fantasy kind of thing? I haven't seen any of the Xbox game show content. I couldn't really care less. Is there anything I should care about in the Xbox game show? Orbo Swarm. Whoa, has it been that long? 12 months. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate the support. Is there a way to purchase it or to help spread the word? I mean, if you're subbed on Patreon, that's enough. There might be some kind of like digital quote-unquote purchasing option in the future. But I can't really think of why you would want to do that. It's not like the images. I don't feel like pretending like it's a book when it's not a book, you know? But I don't actually want to publish a fucking book, so... Bold of you to think anyone watched it. True. I guess that is kind of the problem. Alright, let's draw some Fami-chan. There's a new Doom coming out that looks cool. I don't really have... I guess I have my laptop. I'm guessing that I will be able to play all of these releases on my laptop if I actually want to play them. But I'm not sure I do. Certainly I'm not going to be buying an Xbox anytime soon, that's for sure. But I also don't want to put any extra heat load on my poor laptop. Yeah. Get this chapter, get the Dark Step Elf nudes. Yeah, that's an idea. Although I'm not sure anybody actually wants me to draw porn. Every once in a while, there'll be like one guy who's like, I appreciate your porn. But everyone else is just like, his porn is soulless. When somebody calls your shit soulless as an artist, it's kind of hard to recover from that. Because it's not anything that can be like, you know, specifically fixed, right? If they're like, his hands are fucked up, you can practice drawing hands. But if something is as vague as soulless, then it's very hard to understand what to go from there. Are you working on chapter 2 yet? Yeah, I started like yesterday. The plot is already thought out for 1 through like 5 and stuff. I just have to draw it. Isn't Soulless the guy who voices your comics? That would be Soulless, not Soulless. I can't tell if that's a joke or not. The Soul versus Soulless meme is a joke, but not really a joke, that is used online to insult people who are more technically skilled by being like, look at this drawing of a 5-year-old. It has soul, unlike your drawing. But unfortunately, when you agree with it, then it's sort of you're in trouble because there isn't any real way to fix your soullessness. I'm joking. I'm done, but not that dumb. I mean, there are people who come into this stream that are just like, holy shit, he's drawing anime titties that don't know anything about me, so... And my pronunciation is weird, so... Is Xana older or younger than Will? She's way older. I'm not putting any specific ages because, like, fuck Twitter and ages and stuff. But I'll say that all of the characters, or the main characters, are all the age where they're more than a teenager, but not quite an adult. I've come to hate this whole soulless shit. It's just a way for people who lack the vocabulary to say they don't like your art without actually knowing how to say why properly. Well, that is true. As someone who produces shit, you're kind of at the mercy of your audience, right? And if they do feel something is soulless, it's not exactly an illegitimate criticism. I mean, case in point, if one of your friends was like, I saw the latest Disney Star Wars TV show, and the production values were good, but it felt kind of soulless. You can't just be like, how can you say that? You need to criticize it better, because, you know what? Some things aren't worth the time it takes to criticize them, right? Some things are just soulless at face value, and you don't actually want to spend any more time on it. Most and least fuckable Chainsaw Man girl. Most fuckable is the falling devil with its decapitated head and big titties and chef's. The chef's coat is just extremely sexo. The detached head makes it even hotter. Imagine what kind of shit you could do with that. Did the people who call your art soulless actually have some artistic merit themselves? If not, they can fuck off, in my opinion. That's not really a valid point. Yeah, I'm much more in the, you kind of have to pay attention to critics. Whether they have artistic skill or not. I mean, I hate to do the food analogy, but you can't just be like, yo, your food tastes like shit, and then, like, you as the cook being like, yeah, but can you cook this? It's like, yeah. They know something tastes bad. The problem is that multiple people have said my porn is soulless, or it just doesn't do them for it. And the Twitter numbers kind of reflect that, so I kind of have to agree, or I have to take it as valid criticism. On the other hand, I think if I drew porn now, it would be higher quality and be better. But at the end of the day, my safe for work stuff is so much more popular. It's kind of silly to spend time on porn. Food analogy every single time, yeah. The food analogy, nobody can ever escape the food analogy on the internet. As soon as you debate something, someone has to bring out the food analogy. Ball, what do you rate Asamitaka since she's a classic dark-haired Japanese person? Why the fuck are you talking about classic dark-haired Japanese people in a fucking manga? These are fictional creatures. I can bust to your stuff. Silence, Constrictor. Not gonna lie, in my PlayStation Plus free games of the month, I finally got Streets of Rage 4. Which I had been planning to play for a while, but I didn't want to pay money for it, so I finally got to play it. And of course, when I open up Streets of Rage, the character I'm going to use is Blaze Fielding. And the Streets of Rage 4 Blaze Fielding looks like this, for those of you who haven't played the game. And I was like, I'm going to come! Ah! And then I was like, damn, why isn't there more porn of her? And then I was like, oh wait, did I draw porn of her? And I looked up my old images, and I did draw porn of her. And when I looked at my porn in which she's getting gangbanged by a bunch of street thugs, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to jack it to this, but it's very similar to the original art, and I could jack to this. And I think this porn is soulful. I don't care what my critics say. So yeah. There are some porn that I do that I'm like, you know what, this is good enough. Here's an image of what I drew. An image of Blaze Fielding 5 seconds before she beats the shit out of all these guys and emerges victorious. I think I did a good job drawing quickly and also properly imitating the style. Although I would lower the legs and hips are a little too high. It needs to be lower. Her body is a little too short. Obviously, I can't show you the drawings that come after it because it would be too violent as she beats the shit out of those guys. Haha. I like the biker guy in the background there. It's a very flavorful game. Say what you will about the French, but when it comes to attractive women, they really know what they're doing. Nobody can deny that the French aren't horny. That's the one thing that you can say for sure. So if they're going to remake a Japanese 90s arcade brawler that features a woman with a very short skirt, they're going to make sure she's very coomable. No on-stream porn review. I could probably get away with it considering Twitch isn't monitoring it anymore, unlike the one time in which I got banned for drawing the statue of David. Chicago-style hot dog. Shit, now I want a Chicago-style hot dog. You couldn't even draw a stone penis or marble. I mean, they were just banning everyone. It doesn't really have much to do with the content, let's be honest. Of all the various stupid decisions that Twitch has done, that was probably one of the dumbest ones right there. Where they're like, hey guys, you can draw artistic nudity. And then every single artist is like, oh, what counts as artistic nudity? And they're like, oh, we regret everything we did and said. Wow, who would have thought? Who could have predicted that outcome, Twitch? Meanwhile, women are just chatting by literally presenting their butts against the camera. I thought they created a rule that was like, you can't have the camera focus on a specific body part for your entire stream or some shit like that. Was that not a thing? I'm guessing that women quickly found ways around that rule, but... There was literally 20 furry artists drawing buff characters with 5-foot dicks and pierced nipples. Yes, but was it artistic nudity or not? I'm saying that those pierced nipples were what makes it so artistic, you know? Have you ever done art critique? Yes, and someone has asked me to do art critique in this stream, so I might do it. Although when I looked at the Discord, it didn't seem like there was much art build-up for me to critique. Was there a bunch of art in the Discord? I didn't really see that much since, like, November. It didn't seem like there was much to talk about. The amazing 90% cam to 10% game screen ratio. Classic. Again, we just have to focus on what's important here. The subtle nodding on the shaft. That's true. Say what you will about furry artists, they usually have very good understanding of anatomy, nodding and otherwise. It's actually very difficult to draw furry characters correctly because you have to have both a knowledge of animal anatomy and human anatomy, which makes it difficult. I think I remember seeing a lady streamer who just had a mirror adjusted at just the right angle. Do the body paint females stream on just art, on the art, or is it just chatting? I think it's art, right? The face when not as supportive to get BB critique sessions and scolding. I'm sorry, Ball, I failed you. The thing is, I've only done it like once or twice because the big secret about internet artists is most of them don't draw very often. And as a result, there isn't much accumulation of art for me to critique. I was hoping you'd check out our Draw Pile stuff in the art discussion channel. Isn't that other artists? Instead of people who follow me? Wasn't that just like other Twitter artists or something? I mean, I don't have much to say if it's like, you know, people who are good. That's us. Alright, fine. Hold on. Save. Fami eating hot dogs. Chainsaw. It's just people drawing memes on canvas. They're on the pins in art discussion. So what's the channel called? Is it art discussion that you want? Can you just like put everything in art? Ball's critique corner? That's what I thought it was for. We have a channel specifically for that. I'm looking through it right now. It's just full of fucking memes. Guys, if you want me to do shit on stream regarding the shit you post, like you have to, shit has to be more concise. I can't like look through this extremely long chain of messages that's full of like fucking Simpsons memes and stuff like that and try and figure out the ones that you want me to discuss. Okay, I probably found the one that you were talking about. Here, there's a Hystrixia, which is our mod, which has big boobs, which she does not have big boobs. She often complains about how her boobs are not big enough. There is an Oni girlfriend. There is actually a very good Monster Hunter picture right here. This anatomically incorrect Virginia. Monster fucking permit. A Sag Goblin. The gecko. I fucking hate the gecko. There's a Boy Next Door. There's I guess this is one of the robots from Helldivers doing the Goku and what's his name meme, the ass crushing meme. There's a Gobbo, other Gobbo, Coomer. Boobs from below. This is pretty good anatomy from below. This not so much. Anything else I need to see? I don't think so. Alright, that's enough of that. I get that you're all very silly human beings. You guys just wanted my approval, I assume. I feel like the dad who comes home and the wife has like taped the drawing that the toddler did on the refrigerator. And because, like, I'm the asshole stock investor dad in the 90s movies, I'm like, what is this piece of shit? And she's like, honey, Timmy drew it for you. It's an image of him and you playing baseball because you're never home. And I'm like, God damn it, Sandra, I don't have time for this shit. I'm trying to close a business deal tomorrow. Don't talk to me about this stupid shit, alright? Honey, he wants to spend time with you. That's why he's drawing this image. Yes, the macaroni drawing, we get it. It's slightly better than the macaroni drawing, but... some of those were pretty fucking good, unfortunately, but... the other ones, not so much. I have to make sure that I understand how large her mouth is open, and then readjust the jaw here. Basically the plot of Liar Liar. It's the plot of like every movie in the 90s. We stopped making those movies. But they're like half of the movies, especially the ones for kids, featured like a fucking absentee dad who was like, son, I promise I'll be home to go to your softball game. And he would of course 100% miss the fucking softball game. And then the kid would get mad. And then he'd like have a fit and go to his room. And if it's a movie that's like, if it's a family movie that's focused on the dad, then something magical will happen to the dad that makes him, turns into a dog or some shit like that, and makes him realize that he wasn't there for his kid or some shit like that. Or if it's a movie that's focused on the kid, then the kid will go to like a magical place where he'll have like adventures and some shit. And then when he comes back, and after he solves the problems of the magical kingdom, he'll come back and then, his dad will, once again, like, pay more attention to him or some shit like that. Who the fuck keeps requesting Fami, by the way? Probably somebody with, like, an eating fetish. I'm only drawing it because Chainsaw Man is having its, Coom moment. And I thought I could capitalize on it. It's one of those time-sensitive things that I figured I should probably do quickly before it's out of the discussion again. Guys, if Fami-chan volunteered to suck your dick, but there's like a 50-50 chance that she might bite it off in the process, would you take that gamble or not? This is a serious question. You must also consider that she might kill you anyways. So it might be better to just get a blowjob out of the whole process. You guys are desperate. I mean, it's not like any of us have anime girls sucking our dick. The anime girls sucking your dick is something that you can never have access to, no matter how much money you're willing to pay, unfortunately. Because despite what we want to believe, anime girls are not real. Is someone doing like a fucking hotkey? I forgot what they're called. These things for my chapter 2. Because let me assure you, there are no like commands in this chat that actually activate anything. Generous to assume someone in chat doesn't have an anime sex doll. That's not anime girl. That's a fucking sex doll, and it's 3-dimensional. How about those masks that turn women into anime-looking girls? Yeah, unfortunately, those people that wear those full-body anime girl suits are not women. Yeah. They are ugly bastard men who have decided that they don't want to live in a reality in which they're not a cute anime girl, and they decide to make a difference. They've said enough is enough. If I can't have a cute anime girl, I will become the cute anime girl, is what they said. Those masks are super creepy in my opinion. Don't worry, everybody else thinks the same thing. Trust me. Nobody's like, you know what's a cool hobby? This 40-year-old guy dressing up in a full-body anime girl suit and pretending he's like a fucking anime girl. Nobody thinks that's a cool hobby. Everybody thinks it's fucking horrifying. Big win for gay men who like ugly bastards and anime. I mean, I guess. There isn't that much gay content that features ugly bastards, honestly. You'll have way more content if you like hot guys, because then you can consume the Fujoshi media. But I assume most gay guys don't actually like the Fujoshi content because it appeals to different tastes. How long until we get AI-powered anime girls with space-age silicon technology and haptic feedback? Never, because AI will only get worse from here. It will be controlled by various mega corporations. You'll never get the anime girlfriend that you hoped for when AI became a thing. That would be the perfect disguise for women to use in conventions to avoid people. Yeah, you'll just have to make sure you never speak. But most women who go to conventions because they like guys to be just ejaculating in their pants over them. Women who go to conventions are like 7 out of 10 women who, maybe lower, 6 out of 10 women who want to enjoy the ego boost that comes from everybody ogling their body and getting super horny over their presence. So they don't want to hide their body. I wouldn't actually know because I've never been to a fucking convention, but if Hystrixia was here, she could probably confirm this. Or they could just like anime and stuff. Nah, nobody actually likes anime. Anime fucking sucks. We just consume it because we have to escape the horrors of our day-to-day lives. And anime is the best version of escapism that is possible. It's the least connected to reality and most connected to our inner desires. Got upskirted at a convention, so nah. Just walk around naked. Problem solved. Then they can't take photos up your skirt. The hottest people are the ones in fursuits. I mean, physically, probably yes. They're probably like all dying of overheating if they don't have proper ventilation. Did I miss your reaction on last week's peak-ass Chainsaw Man chapter? Since I haven't actually been keeping up with Chainsaw Man and just happened to tune in for this, it's not as impactful for me because I'm not actually following the story on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, but I imagine they'll drag it out a lot longer anyways, so I've always enjoyed Chainsaw Man, but never enough to properly follow it. I feel like it gets a lot of credit for being a different type of manga that would be than the other manga in Shonen Jump. But if it was properly zoned in a different magazine, I don't think it would get as much publicity. I think a lot of its publicity comes from people not being used to that type of manga. But there's a lot of other mangas like it in different magazines like Afternoon and stuff like that. But because a large percentage of people only read Shonen Jump, it seems extremely new. Denji got his dick sucked. Not exactly, but it's close enough, I guess. Chainsaw Man is super mega slow. 80% of the chapters are semi-funny dialogue and the rest is 20% is story. I mean, the author really likes movies and cinema and stuff, so I think that affects his pacing. Is that he likes to emphasize the speed at which people actually talk and then have like a lot of panels to properly recreate that, which makes the story progression as a whole kind of slow, but I think that's okay. If he has an artistic vision, he should stick to it. Never read the manga, but Chainsaw Man is my favorite anime. This is like the most normie opinion I could possibly read in this chat. I like bread. I like bread too, but only if it's Japanese bread. I'm 14 and I think Demon Slayer is the best anime. I especially liked it when Demon Slayer was coming out, and apparently there were kids where it was their first manga they ever read were claiming that older manga had copied things from Demon Slayer. They're like, oh, that manga has a training arc. Demon Slayer, it's copying Demon Slayer. Because Demon Slayer invented training arcs, right, guys? Mexican bread is pretty good, though. High on sugar, but cheap as hell. What in Mexican food in this day and age isn't high on sugar? Do you guys have anything that isn't, like, giving you diabetes? Is this, like, some sort of goal at this point to just, like... Like, I thought that America was trying to achieve the goal of having 100% diabetes by 2030, but it seems like Mexico has, like, adopted that policy. They're just like, would you like some extra Coke with your fucking bread with sugar in it? JoJo invented breathing? It did. Araki would never lie to us. Honestly, Demon Slayer is so fucking mid and overhyped. Sometimes the most mid things are the most valuable things because they attract the widest possible audience. Sometimes, if you want something that is gonna attract to really like break through the zeitgeist of the time, it has to be somewhat mid because you're not gonna have like something that's really, really out there. Unless it's like Evangelion, I guess, to break through. And most people who like Evangelion aren't actually engaging with it as like depression porn, but instead as like standard anime. What's better in Hispanic food than Japanese, BB? Pretty much anything involving cheese. I will say that Japanese food is like the best in the planet, and like the average level of food in Japanese food is always going to be better than like any other country. This is my opinion. But one of the glaring deficiencies of Japanese food is cheese. They don't have much cheese going on there. There's some cheese. I don't know if it's because it's like a protected import-export thing, but there's just not a lot of cheese, and it's expensive. So if you're like a really big cheese guy, you'll probably be unsatisfied if you're living in Japan. Seems like there's too much slimy dishes in Japanese food. Japan is one of the few countries who really goes all in on the slimy food texture. Most people dislike it, but there's just a lot of Japanese slimy food stuff. Like natto, yamaimo, seafood salad with the seafood, the seaweed. What the fuck? What's going on? Oh, shrink selection. I was like, what the hell? I want the lasso. I just wanted to rotate the eyeball a little. I'll never try natto. No one's gonna make you. Unless you go to Japan, in which case the Japanese police will hold you down and force the slimy ass beans into your mouth. Eat your rotting beans, son. All of my friends like it and look at me weird when I say it's not that good. Unfortunately, anime at this point and most Japanese media is just giga casual culture at this point, so you have to understand that you're swimming in the waters with the normies now. That's just the way it's going to be going forward. Are you hyped for Mai being in Street Fighter 6? Not until I actually see her character model and see how much tits they give her. Street Fighter 6 female character models are kind of hit and miss. Juri looks perfect. Cammy's body looks correct, but her forehead and her face modeling looks weird and off. Chun-Li's body looks correct, but her forehead and face modeling also seem off. So, I don't know. The new characters, Manon and Marissa, just look weird. If they want to make a huge hulking, muscular female, there were better ways to do it. And if you look at the actual art that they based the 3D modeling off of, it looks way better, which makes me think that it's a skill issue, not a planned issue, which makes me even less confident that they'll do it correctly. Won't forgive them for giving Elena pants. They'll probably have the special $15 DLC Elena where she doesn't have pants. I hope with the help of SNK they will get Mai close to what we want to see. As horny as I am for SNK girls as a whole, and even though Mai is the poster girl of horny SNK females, she's actually pretty low on my list of SNK girls that make me coom. She's like 15th or 20th or something. She's way below a lot of other characters. Angel, Shermie are really high. My favorite is King. Leona, Whip. They just have so many sexy girls that Mai is actually pretty low. Every single character they design, they're like, let's make sure that the Coomers can ejaculate looking at an image of her. top 3 SNK and Street Fighter girls that make you cum, I kind of feel like it would all be SNK over Street Fighter. I feel like all of the SNK girls are a tier above Street Fighter. I'm a huge fan of King and the archetype of big boob woman wearing tight male suit clothing, and then with the combined bonus of when she loses, her shirt rips and you get to see her bra. That was like my sexual awakening as a child. When I saw King and Yuri's bras getting exposed in King of Fighters like 93 or whatever, I was like, I must dedicate my life to masturbating to these characters. Can you give me some vague advice on how to make line art not boring? I mean, make sure you have pen pressure on. Is basically the only vague advice I could give you. Make sure you're making some lines thicker than other lines. Which lines need to be thicker than other lines? Well, usually the lines on the outside of the character need to be thicker than other lines. But not always. Line variation is where it's at. I shouldn't give any of you any advice. I must destroy my competition. If I give you guys good advice, you might come to rival me and take away my fans. That's not actually how it works, but you know what I mean. Kojima watched Furiosa 5 times already. I actually saw Kojima yesterday. Not Kojima. That would be pretty fucking hype if I saw Kojima yesterday. I saw Furiosa yesterday with my father because he was visiting. So we went to the movie theater. Do you straight up draw without any skeleton structure underneath? Yeah. Once you get used to it, you don't really need to do it. Also, it doesn't really matter if your anatomy is kind of fucked up, honestly, as long as people don't notice. You shouldn't worry too much about it. It's more important that your drawing doesn't feel stiff than whether it's anatomically correct. So if doing too much structure is making your drawing feel stiff, then you shouldn't do it. What do you think about Furiosa? If you haven't seen it yet, I would recommend not seeing it, honestly. It has the common prequel issue in which you already know what's going to happen, so that alone makes it less interesting. But the truth is, the Furiosa character can't really hold your attention for a full, like, 2.5 hours. She's a very shallow character. I guess you could argue that Mad Max is also a shallow character, but it doesn't help that the entire movie is just her being like righteous revenge, fury, angry. That's it. There is zero complexity to the whole thing. It's basically the bad guys kind of holding your attention the entire time. Isn't the whole Mad Max series about just the action? Yeah, but the problem is the way the action is set up in Furiosa is there isn't the normal linear plot progression that you kind of want. What I mean by that is that Fury Road is just like one long chase scene, and then there's like a climax where they realize that the oasis that she's trying to get to no longer exists, and there's the moment of despair, and then they go back, you know? But Furiosa, it doesn't really have that standard, like, upward movement toward the climax, and as a result, it kind of feels oddly unfocused, is how I would say. Is her tongue going to be out? I haven't decided yet. It might or might not be, but it's an easily fixed situation, so... Will there be ketchup and mustard stains on her dress? Just mustard. This is just a personal thing, but I don't think you should put ketchup on hot dogs. Just mustard and relish and onions. Ketchup makes it too sweet, because like hot dog meat is just inherently kind of sweet, you know? Am I the only one who feels this way? Because I feel pretty strongly about this. Just a lot of yellow mustard and relish and onions. No ketchup. Ketchup is for like beef and hamburger patties and stuff, but not hot dogs. Wouldn't mayo be more appropriate though? It doesn't matter, it's black and white. Yellow is still gonna be white, so it doesn't have to be mayo. If I was drawing a color picture, it would be mayo, but it's black and white, so mustard is fine. I hate ketchup on beef. Ketchup belongs on hot dogs and fries for me. What about on a corn dog? Yeah, I think corn dogs can have ketchup, I guess. Corn dogs have like a completely different flavor than standard hot dog, right? Because the batter gives it like a very different flavor, so I kind of feel differently about corn dogs, but in normal hot dogs, I feel like the combination of like relish, mustard, onion, and then sometimes you have a pickle next to the hot dog if you're doing it like Chicago style. I think that's the way you do it, and you don't put ketchup on it. That's just my opinion there. And my opinion is right, so if any of you have a different opinion, you're fucking banned. Just slap some barbecue sauce on that K-Kona. See? Now that we're getting horrible takes in chat, we're gonna have to time this guy out for his horrible sauce-related takes. Here you go. Please don't have any wrong opinions in chat. It makes me very unhappy. Mustard. Is ranch dressing acceptable? I know there's people who like put ranch dressing on everything. I thought ranch dressing on pizza was a horrible idea until I tried it and I decided it was pretty okay. Ranch dressing really does a good job of matching a wide variety of foods. It's a pretty good way to get, you know, diabetes if you're an American and you're just looking for more ways to add saturated fat to your diet or something. I guess that's not necessarily going to give you diabetes, but you know what I mean. Hey, what's up? Damn, 10 minutes. It's automatic. Don't worry. He'll be back. Mustard, pickles, sport peppers, tomatoes, relish, make it a Chicago dog. That's what I think. The eyelashes still aren't dark enough. She has pretty dark eyelashes. Probably has an alarm set. He's probably like jacking off while he's not in stream. You know, gotta be efficient with these things. Fujimoto makes banger sex demon babes. How big are Fami-chan's boobs? They seem pretty average, but I can't really tell. Maybe I'll just increase their size by a solid 30% or so. How Fuji makes average sized ladies hot as fuck? Because he gives them defective personalities. When a man sees a cute anime girl with a horrible, messed up personality, they immediately want to have sex with that woman and impregnate her. The I can fix her genes goes into overdrive. The same applies to women, of course, women and male characters. As soon as a female otaku sees an emotionally damaged male character, she's just like, oh my god, he's so perfect because he's emotionally damaged just like me, teehee. He's just like me for real, for real. It's probably stronger in the female otaku than it is in male, although it's pretty comparable. The Asterion effect. I mean, is Asterion emotionally damaged? I thought he was just like a vampire. A gay vampire. Just like those old Tumblr posts dedicated to serial killers like the Columbiners. I mean, it's actually much better if it's just a female otaku going gaga over some emotionally damaged male anime character, because the real world version of that is the women who go after serial killers in prison and start writing them letters and shit. Like, all the serial killers that end up on death row, they get all these fucking letters from messed up women who are like, oh, I can fix him, or I like him as he is, or whatever. And, like, they get married in prison and shit because women can't keep it in their pants. He was tortured by his master into submission. He was like a sex slave. Wow. I wonder what consumer group this D&D game is aimed at. Surely this is a straight male-coded video game, am I right, fellow straight white men? Juri is unfixable. If she was fixed, you'd be extremely disappointed and sad. Imagine if one day you come into work and Juri has her hair in like a normal ponytail and she's just like, you know what, all that crazy shit, I was just going through a phase. I'm gonna be normal from now on. You'd just be like, no, please, Juri. No, not that. It would break your heart, right? She's just like, you know, I'm done. That was just a college thing. The part where I would be like extremely chuny and cringe and take off my eye patch and my eyes start shining and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that anymore. It would be very sad. Fixed jury would wear sneakers. Yeah. The foot coomers would lose their mind. They're like, no! Not the shoes, please! Please, Korean lady, please don't wear shoes. No! Crazy woman and evil woman actually need to be protected. They're the ones that need the most protection. Because they're the ones that, if you break them, then you'll be the saddest. As someone who likes evil women, I think about this a lot. Like, you want to destroy the evil woman with your dick, but you don't want to destroy her too hard. Because if she loses her confidence, then it will be very sad. Imagine it like this. There's a Ojo-sama with big blonde drills in your local Japanese anime high school, who every day comes into school and she goes, oh ho 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 ho, and she bullies you, right? And then one day her company goes bankrupt and she's no longer an extremely rich Ojo-sama anymore. And it gets harder and harder for her to keep her confidence. And one day she comes to school and the drills are gone. The hair is straight. And she, instead of laughing, oh ho 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 ho, she's just like, ha ha. And she just sits in the corner and is quiet and she doesn't bully you anymore. It would be the most heartbreaking thing you could imagine, right? This is what I mean when I say that you must protect these women. There are some character archetypes that can only shine and be beautiful when they are at their peak of, you know, conceit and arrogance. And once they lose that edge, it's sad for everyone, and we can't let that happen. How much to fund this new project? What, of breaking Ojo-sama or my comic? My comic, you can sub to my Patreon and choose to give me as much money as you want, I guess. I should probably add a new tier to my Patreon because if I'm going to be working on my comic full time, I think I need like more people who are just like, here, I'll give you $10 per month instead of $4, even though you're not going to give me anything besides the comic progression, because it is going to interfere with me doing like commissions and shit. I just wanted to say Drills' is stupid hairstyle. Wow, Constrictor. I know you're trying to trigger me and just fucking ban you immediately again for content. However, I do have the problem of jacking off to drill hairstyle, so I won't disagree that it is a stupid hairstyle. It is a stupid hairstyle, but it's a great archetype and we need to respect it. But then Ojo-sama learns that she can write off losses as a business expense and reap the benefits of government bailout. Yes, unfortunately we're talking about fictional anime in which capitalism isn't completely broken, and there are actually ways in which, you know, for the rich, the super rich and wealthy people to fall from grace and become broke, which would never actually happen in the real world, sadly. Imagine a rich person ever losing their billions of dollars instead of just gaining more and more wealth forever because the entire system is built that way. That would be crazy. Ironically, the closest thing we have recently is Trump, who has always been kind of going back and forth between being bankrupt, but he has like so much legal shit that he really doesn't have much money. However, it's never really going to affect him because he can just like live off debt forever because there's always like some dumbass bank that gives him more money for some reason. It's very silly. Isn't Elon still in debt because of Twitter? I don't know. I don't think he went into debt because of Twitter. I think he just had to sell a bunch of stocks or something. Kanye loses like 8 billion after Jew comments. Yeah, but these losses aren't losses. They were always just stock value to begin with, you know? It was never real money to begin with. That's the problem. There's money and there's like actual money. And when people are like, oh my god, this corporation lost $8 billion in 5 hours after that thing, what they actually just mean is their stock price, which was already artificially inflated for various stupid-ass reasons, lost a bunch of value, and it will go back up sooner or later. It's unrealized lost gain, so it's not real money. It never was. What about Alex Jones? Yeah, Alex Jones is a good one, but I don't think he's ever going to actually pay the shit that he's supposed to pay, which is part of the problem. Actually, this needs to be higher. All these people that are supposed to be losing money in their lawsuits are just going to straight up not pay, and they'll be fine. Elon is still ridiculously rich. Yeah, it's amazing how rich you can become on extremely shitty technology. Or more like technology that other people are running for you. I can't believe for a very brief period I actually thought that Elon was like the person behind Tesla and stuff like that. But now we have all the evidence that shows that no, he's just like, he's the idea guy that shows up when you're like trying to make a video game and he's like, hey, my kid said he likes Fortnite. We should make it more like Fortnite. And the result is the Cybertruck, which is the equivalent of the guy showing up and being like, your roguelike deck builder should be more like Fortnite. Did Amber Heard ever pay? Probably not. I doubt it. Did Amber Heard paid and she lost roles after the case? I think she lost some roles, but she was hitting the wall anyways, so it's kind of hard to say what part of it is the lawsuit and what part of it is her just getting old. It's not like she was an extremely beloved Hollywood actress to begin with, you know. She was just like random hot blonde number 6. He's the upper management guy who demands the staff to work 6 days a week and sleep in the office. Isn't he literally that, though? That's not even like an analogy. Doesn't he actually say that? I think what's special about Elon is that he's really on the same wavelength as this specific group of tech bro idiots who will buy whatever he shits out. So he can like make the Cybertruck and like other tech bros will be like, oh, this is so cool, I'm gonna buy a Cybertruck. And there's other people that might produce stupid shit, but Elon is really good at producing stupid shit that these really stupid tech bro guys really want and will spend money on. So I give him credit for that. He is also a nightmare micromanager at SpaceX. Yeah, he's probably the worst kind of boss, in which he thinks he knows what needs fixing and stuff, but he really doesn't, and he's gonna like show up and micromanage the shit out of everything else and make a lot of things actively worse, as we can see with Twitter. I mean, Twitter is kind of like evidence A in this whole thing, right? The guy buys Twitter, he says there'll be like fewer bots, it'll be worth more, and it loses like all of its fucking value, and now it says pussy in bio in your replies for whatever you tweet. And half of the people posting are bots by the Chinese Communist Party telling us that the US government is scamming us and we should sell our trade secrets. Didn't SpaceX have a team of 10 people or so whose only job is to let Musk micromanage them and keep him happy while the rest of the company does the actual work? I don't know if that's true, but if it is, it's a really smart idea. It probably helps everybody else immensely if they just have, like, this is the one department that is, like, Elon's toy, you know? Or he's like, he'll just show up one day during lunch and be like, oh, Elon's here. Okay, here we go. And he's like, hey guys, have you ever considered, instead of using jet fuel, we just make a giant slingshot? It would be extremely ecologically friendly. They're like, oh, Elon-sama, what a great idea. Kojima predicted it all, half joking but also not joking. The part of Metal Gear Solid 2 that seems incorrect is the part that where he said that digital information was going to remain on the online forever. And it does remain on the online forever, but what just happens is it ends up in the dark web. If anything, all this stuff that we thought, because it was digital, we would have access to it forever, is getting lost at an incredibly rapid pace. Hey Rusty Can, thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate the support. Hope you're having a nice day. It turns out that a lot of the digital stuff that we took for granted, of just being like a permanent source of shit, like disappears pretty easily. Like all the Flash games and stuff that we grew up with, for example. Data hoarder bros stay winning. Yeah. Internet Archive, please save us. That type of shit. Because when he got the Twitter, it was on air while the SpaceX casually gets stuff done and Twitter went well. When Twitter and someone from SpaceX said that they have highly paid team whose only job is to handle him and make him think he's doing something. I've said this before, but the breaking point where I figured out without a doubt that Elon was a tremendous fuck-up idiot asshole was when he got in a Twitter slap fight with the British cave diver guy who saved all those kids from the cave, and because Elon had sent him his stupid fucking toy submarine to be used in a fucking extremely narrow cave of all places, and the British cave diver guy was like, we're trying to do actual work here. Fuck off. We're trying to save people's lives. We don't need your stupid fucking submarine. And this made Elon so angry that he called the cave diver a pedophile and then got sued for libel. It was just like, bro, you can't even keep your fucking cool during a fucking Twitter fight. He's like the cringiest 4chan user except worse. The robot that didn't do the job that needed to be done. Like, the fact that he actually sent that shit is crazy. Like, imagine if you're actually on site with, like, multiple people who are risking their lives diving into this muddy-ass water. One of the Thailand divers actually died, right? So, people are literally fucking dying here. And this tech bro billionaire is like, hey guys, Use my submarine! And you're like, holy shit, fuck off. You know, we're trying to do stuff here. And then he gets angry at you. Be like, oh, you're a pedophile. To be fair, the diver guy could have just politely thanked him and used the sub for something else. He should have just sold the sub on eBay or something. Like all the Russians who are emptying their military warehouses and selling all the body armor to Westerners online. That would probably be the best for everyone. Just sell it off. Elon would probably have forgotten about it after a while. Was Elon's sub also controlled by a third-party game controller? Here's a plan. We need to start... people who are familiar with Elon's Twitter account need to start planting seeds of convincing him that he's like the greatest inventor on the planet, which he probably already thinks, and that he's the one that can invent a new type of Titanic sub that can go to the Titanic and prove all those people wrong who are making fun of the previous Titanic expedition implosion. And then we need to like get his confidence way up so he goes down in his own personally designed sub to like the 3,000 meters down, and then we won't ever have to see him again. That should be our plan. Just keep on psyoping him into thinking him that he's the only guy who can design a proper Titanic sub. We're so close to getting rid of him, guys. Motherfuckers will still say, yeah, I entrust Elon's Neuralink. Wait, which one was Neuralink? Starlink is the satellites that are actually, like, extremely important, and everybody uses now, right? And generates in billions of dollars. What was Neuralink? I can't remember. They're essentially reinventing the wheel again. Are you saying that Elon didn't invent electric cars? Neuralink was the brain implant? Oh, see, that's so far away from something I would ever possibly stick in my body. It doesn't even register. Because, like, I would never, ever, ever fucking stick a chip in my brain to begin with. Unless I, like, actually had a fatal condition and the brain chip was the only way to solve it. And I definitely never gonna stick a chip that is made by any of Elon's companies in my brain. That's for sure. The only situation in which I would let people fuck with my brain is if I was literally gonna die if it didn't happen. But I'm sure that Neuralink is like, now with Neuralink you can play solitaire in your mind while you're driving or some shit like that, right? Didn't Starlink get a tribe hooked on porn? Yes. But that's not really Starlink's fault. That's just, they just gooned a little too hard. They like us, for real, for real. When you insult someone on Twitter and they hack your Neuralink chip and flood your brain with 3 terabytes of femboy scat porn. Yeah, I don't understand why anybody would ever want anything electronic in their brain, considering all of our electronic devices fail or go obsolete like every fucking 3 months or so. How is that ever a good idea? You can't even have a cell phone that doesn't like slow down to being unusable within like 4 years because there's all the planned obsolescence. Is that how you pronounce it? How would I say it? Going on. So, like, why the fuck would you ever want any of these corporations stick anything electronic in your brain? They're just gonna use it to market shit to you anyways. Just drop BB's X link to the tribe. Yeah. I think I read the New York Times article on it just a little bit, and the headline was the tribe was like, yes, we're all more unhappy now that we have the internet, but please don't take the internet away. Which is like the perfect explanation of how everybody feels about the internet. If you actually don't have the internet in your internet in your life, you're like, my life is way better. But if someone actually tries to take it away from you, you're like, no, please. I need to look at 10 billion images of porn every day, please. It's basically just addict behavior, right? Whether you're addicted to porn or just the information in general. I'd rather have my meat suit slowly degrade over the course of decades, yeah. Dropping in on the hourly village goon sesh. We have to make sure they all get hooked on anime. Make sure someone sends them Twitter recommendations for Boku no Pico and Bible Black. So they're not just jacking off to like standard 3D porn. That's only the entryway drug. We have to make sure that they have the proper hentai credentials to bring them into the 2024. I can stop whenever I want. Copium, I know, right? When I reduced my porn consumption by about 10%, it immediately made me my penis less dry and painful, so I think that's the right direction. Get them into the Rei versus Asuka war. Yeah, make sure that they have all episodes of the original airing of Neon Genesis Evangelion available to them. Nothing feels better as an otaku than when you take one of your non-otaku friends and like recommend them a specific anime or video game or something, and they're like, holy shit, this is so good. It feels like you accomplished something with your life, you know? Like your taste has been affirmed. I did this in like the year 2000. I had a anarchist punk friend that went to my high school. He wasn't even really my friend, but he had like a fucking mohawk and like a self-constructed anarchist shirt with all these patches sewed onto it. I was just like, bro, check out this this anime, Neon Genesis Evangelion. And he was like, okay. And he came back to me the other day and he was like, damn, they're just nuking these angels in episode 1. And I'm like, I know, right? I had properly converted him. I also converted some of my other friends to like Gundam in the early 90s before it was on Toonami. So all in all, I've been pretty good at this whole giving normies their anime fix. The same dopamine rush as a dealer getting his friend into ecstasy. Yeah, your life is going to be worse, but now you have other people to share the misery with. Did you hear that Gainax is shutting down? Speaking of Evangelion, I mean, isn't Gainax just a shell of what it used to be? I thought it became Colors, and then like most of the animators moved to Trigger and stuff. I mean, does it really matter? It's like complaining about BioWare inevitably shutting down after the upcoming Dragon Age game inevitably fails. Like, it doesn't matter. All the people that made the games or the anime or whatever good in the first place are all gone, so don't mourn the dying of the body. It's just like a vegetable state attached to a bunch of wires and stuff like that. There's nothing inside. They're in a fucking coma. Do you convert them to Taimanin or the Blackest of Bible? No. But I'm sure they found it themselves. On the other side, I'm never recommending anime since people never watch it or drop from too much talking. I mean, at this point, you don't need to recommend anime. Anybody who's even moderately interested in anime in the year 2024 is already watching it. Nobody needs your help for anime recommendations anymore. It wasn't like that back in 1995, right? Anime was a precious resource and people legitimately didn't know about it. Don't recommend long-form anime like One Piece, for sure. Definitely not the poor normies. The last thing they need is to watch 10,000 episodes of One Piece. Hold on, I have to fart. Ugh. Anime is on Netflix. It has hit mainstream for sure. Not only is anime on Netflix, the live-action adaptation of One Piece is on Netflix. A friend just recently got into Cowboy Bebop and Initial D. Yeah. Cowboy Bebop is like, I don't know if it's the best anime ever, but besides like Spirited Away, it's probably the easiest gateway drug if you want to slowly start converting your normies into harder forms of anime. Start them with Cowboy Bebop, and from there you go into, you know, more stuff. After they've seen Cowboy Bebop, you have them watch, I don't know, Space Battleship Nadeshiko or whatever. Get them to watch Giant Robo, my favorite anime ever. Anime went mainstream when Netflix removed High School DD, Heaven's Lost Property, and Rosario Vampire. But why would they remove it? What the fuck? What is wrong with them? High School D&D can be enjoyed by anybody. One Piece fans would kill you for speaking the truth. Actual One Piece fans are the people who are playing are reading One Piece in manga format and then writing long blog posts about how Oda foreshadowed this event 12 years ago in this one panel in volume 6. And you're like, "Oh god, he's a goddamn master." This one panel, if you look to the side, in the corner of it, there's Panda Man. Panda Man was foreshadowed all this time. Alright, now that I'm done drawing that, it's time for Guess the Game. Still trying to convert some of my friends to Legend of Galactic Heroes Kaiji, still unsuccessful. I mean, those are probably the hardest because Legend of Galactic Heroes is approximately the same length as your life, and Kaiji, you need to understand Mahjong. I mean, you don't have to understand Mahjong, but you sort of have to at least have some sort of basic grasp about the concepts, right? Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring. I mean, it looks like modern video games. I don't think they do something as new as Dragon's Dogma. Bushes, yeah, there's no way you can guess this shit. Got some white flowers. I mean, we can do Dragon's Dogma 2. Why not? Holy shit, you did it. It did kind of... The rock formation did kind of look like Dragon's Dogma, didn't it? Keck W. This is the most recent one, 758, so... I can understand why they pulled it out. I mean, this definitely... Here's the candles, yeah. 88%. The map, go help wait to me. The best job. Alright. Where's the... How do I get to the old ones? Play previous days. True Dragon's Dogma. I mean, a lot of people probably played it for like 200 hours, right? Eco. I always like say Eco. This is a pretty iconic building right here. But I don't know if it feels like a PC game or a GameCube game. Final Fantasy X? That's a good guess. I'm not sure if they had this kind of ropeway, though. It feels like maybe a Dark Cloud or something. I've never played Dark Cloud. Looks like Final Fantasy X. Alright, Final Fantasy X is... Wind Waker, it's not colorful enough for Wind Waker. What if it's Final Fantasy X-2? No. Metacritic score, 80%. We're getting an X instead of a yellow, so it's not Final Fantasy of any kind. These are very strange shaped buildings. And interesting foliage here. I don't know. I definitely haven't played this. WoW? I don't think it's WoW. Not Overlord 2. It's definitely... I don't think it's anything Blizzard related. It feels like console right here. WoW? We have multiple people saying WoW. Alright, fine. I'll give you a World of Warcraft. I'm sure people who have played World of Warcraft have played it for a shit ton of hours. Not WoW or Blizzard. I definitely don't think it's World of Warcraft. The color is too drab. World of Warcraft has way more saturated colors than this. If it was WoW, there would be a ton of people who have already recognized it. It feels like a PS3 or Xbox 360 game. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking, what was a jungle shooter game? Crysis? Crysis doesn't have this type of architecture. It does feel like an FPS, though. 80%. No, this isn't PS2. This is later than PS3. Could be Kingdom Hearts. No, it's not. This? No. I feel like nobody has played it. It's not Crysis. Crysis has better. Fable. Fable doesn't have palm trees, I think. The dinosaur shooter. What, Turok? Maybe one of the later Turoks. But I don't think so. I mean, we can try a Turok. Maybe 3. Well, yeah. Corrupted Wolf 20. Sicarius 40. Is it an MMO? Original platform PC. I was right about the PC graphics. It's like some kind of MMO. Jude, thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate. Drag Guess Harder streamer. I have never played this, so fuck me. We've never been stumped with the combined power of chat yet. But this feels pretty close. Could it be Guild Wars 1 or one of its expansions? Terra? I mean, it definitely feels like... excuse me, I have to fart again. It feels like an MMO here. I think the... I don't think it's Conan. Is it one of the earlier Conans before the current ones? I think Guild Wars is a pretty good guess. It's not Terra. We can try Guild Wars. Neverwinter was more colorful, I think. Age of War had rhino mounts. Okay, I'll let you do Conan Age of War. Meitante Conan, all these Meitante Conan stuff. It's not even in here, I think. It's definitely not Exiles. Let's try Guild Wars. Mutilator Sicarius' Pet. Massive multiplayer online role-playing game. Is it Age of Conan? The full name is Age of Conan. Okay. Age of Conan Hybrodian Adventures. Age of Conan Unchained. Which one of these is this? Which is the main one? It's definitely going to be the main one, the first one. Do you know which one it is? I'm guessing it's Unchained, and this is the expansion, right? Mutilator Sicarius' Pet. When was this released? They don't give you the year until 5 or 6. Here we go. Age of Conan Hybrodian Adventures. There you go. I actually didn't plan to pick it, but this was the correct one. I thought it was the Unchained version. Good job, chat. I mean, we got to 4, so it's not great. We're all gamers in here, so if we don't get it on the first try, we're trying to go for that 1 when we see that rock formation or that, you know, 1 gun or whatever. Top-down, TPS, ocean, bucket. Looks like PC graphics. Heroes of the Storm. That seems like a good guess. It definitely has that same, that color as Heroes of the Storm. I think you're right. Hello? There you go. Nice. See, this is what I'm talking about, boys. This is a gamer chat, boys. We know what we're doing. Let's see if they show the sexy female character models. Stupid pirate map. Did you guys actually enjoy Heroes of the Storm? I mean, it's still active, right? It was one of the last Blizzard games where they're gonna like where they tried to make the character models be actually attractive. White mane, yeah. Gamer chat, no girls allowed. We need the girl gamers in here when Barbie's Pony Adventure shows up. When it eventually does. Or Animal Crossing. Not at all. Now that's the MOBA mindset. 10,000 hours in game. Do you enjoy this game? I fucking hate it. The community of Heroes of the Storm is obnoxious, so no. It's in maintenance mode. 2015 was 30 years ago. Never played it. Guys, what's your favorite MOBA which has the best customer base, the best fan base in it? What is the MOBA where you're like, God, I just love spending time on this MOBA with all my best friends? Just the randos that show up in my MOBA game. We just have so much fun. None? Yeah. None? I have never played a MOBA. Keep it that way. You're not missing anything. Final Fantasy XIV, never mind. Anything player versus enemy is going to be more fun than player versus player. Impossible question. Yeah, it was a trick question, guys. I never liked MOBAs. They're all bad. I actually buy Alex Trassa with black leather skin. Dota goes in all the fields. LMAO. What is this? Beyond Good and Evil? This feels like a 2D game, like Beautiful Joe or something here. Heavily stylized? I don't know. Smite 2, LOL. I'm looking forward for Smite 2 just so I can masturbate to, what's the brown female archer thing? It's Ninja something? Mark of the Ninja? Oh, I have not played it. I think you got that. Let's just look up Ninja. Naruto Shippuden. Nice. See, I'm fucking telling you guys, gamer chat, extremely powerful. Lots of one-shots here. Your loss, it was great. I don't have time to play all the various 2D platformers and Metroidvanias and every single game, guys. I have to draw like 10 hours of fucking day of just endless comics. Ninja the streamer, yeah, Pog. Alright, here we go. This looks like a CRPG. Pillars of Eternity, possibly? Looks a little different. Something in that vein. I'm pretty sure this is is it Planescape? It looks a little too crisp for Planescape though. I feel like this is a generation after Planescape. It might be Planescape. I have not played Planescape here. It's definitely some kind of fantasy. I like Planescape. I'll go with that. No. Huh. Island? Could this be Final Fantasy IX? 88%? What would have this kind of zoomed out island map? I think this is Final Fantasy IX. Or a strategy game? That's a good thing, yeah. Chrono Trigger? It's not fucking Chrono Trigger, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, it is more shit graphics. I'm imagining the Final Fantasy IX in my brain. Not the actual Final Fantasy IX. Civ 6. That's a pretty good guess. This looks older than Civ 6, though. It might be like Civ 5. You're a Neath fan? Yeah, that's what I mean. Neath... Smite 2? So she's not brown enough in this skin. I like her original actually better. This is what I'm talking about. Show us your search history. I don't really search for porn. I already have everything set up. So I just get endless porn already. Say what you will about high res. They give us a lot of coom. Alright. Let's try Civ. If it's wrong, it will give you a yellow. If it's still Civilization like 5 or something. No. It's definitely a CR... I think it is Pillars of Eternity. It definitely kind of looks like Pillars of Eternity. I'm gonna try Pillars of Eternity 2. Footsies? Are we actually looking at feet of this giant fucking statue thing and being like, oh my god, it's a foot? Oh shit, I missed. No. What the fuck is this? (2018). It's recent. Oh, it is 2 right here. It is 2. Yeah, yellow. It's Dreadfire. I called it on the first image, actually. I should have gone with my fucking instinct. Alright, guys. I'm gonna end the stream here. See you around, guys. Have a nice night. Gotta piss and shit. Good night. See you around.